A text from my sister arrived while I was reviewing briefing documents at my desk. Family gala tonight at the Grandview Hotel. Don't come. This event is too prestigious for you. Important people will be there. We can't have you embarrassing us in front of diplomats and politicians. I stared at the message. Read it twice. Then set my phone down and returned to the security protocols for tonight's event. My sister Melissa had always been the golden child. Harvard Law, married to a state senator, 2 perfect children. Our parents' pride and joy. I was the disappointment. The one who wasted my international relations degree by taking a glorified secretary job at the State Department instead of going to law school. They had no idea what I actually did. My phone buzzed again. Mom, this time, Melissa told us about tonight. It's probably for the best, honey. These political events are so stuffy. You wouldn't enjoy it anyway. We'll do brunch next week. Then Dad, your mother's right. Let Melissa shine tonight. She's worked hard to build these connections. We don't want any complications. Complications. That's what I was to them. My office phone rang. Ms. Carter? Ambassador Chin needs to see you immediately. I grabbed my tablet and headed to the ambassador's office. He was pacing, phone pressed to his ear, looking stressed. Yes, Mr. Secretary. I understand. We'll handle it. He hung up and turned to me. Alex, we have a situation. The Foreign Minister of Japan is arriving tonight for the cultural gala. Full security detail. High-level discussions planned. I'm aware. I've been coordinating with their advance team all week. Good. Because my chief of protocol just called from the hospital. Appendicitis. Surgery scheduled for tonight. He ran his hand through his hair. I need you to take over as acting chief of protocol for the evening. My stomach dropped. Ambassador, the gala is at the Grandview. My family will be there. Your family. My sister is married to Senator Morrison. They're attending. My parents too. They don't know what I do. Ambassador Chen's eyebrows rose. They think you're what, exactly? An administrative assistant. They think I schedule meetings and file paperwork. You're the Deputy Chief of Protocol for the United States State Department. You've coordinated visits for 12 heads of state this year alone. He shook his head. Why don't they know? Because I wanted to see if they could be proud of me without the impressive title. Turns out they can't. I took a breath. They uninvited me from tonight's gala. Said I'd embarrass them. The ambassador was quiet for a moment. I need you there, Alex. The foreign minister specifically requested you after the successful Tokyo summit last month. He trusts you. I'll be there. Professional duty comes first. Good. But Alex, maybe it's time your family learned who you really are. I arrived at the Grandview at 6:30, an hour before guests. My team was already there. Security sweeps, seating arrangements, gift exchanges, protocol briefings. I coordinated with Secret Service, reviewed the ambassador's talking points, and confirmed the foreign minister's dietary restrictions with the catering staff. By 7:30, I was in my formal State Department attire, diplomatic badge clearly visible, standing near the entrance as guests began arriving. I saw my family immediately. Dad in his tuxedo, Mom in an emerald gown, Melissa and her husband Senator Morrison working the room like professionals. They didn't notice me. Why would they? I was staff. Invisible. Melissa was holding court near the champagne fountain, laughing with a group of politicians' wives. And of course we're so honored to be here tonight. Marcus has been instrumental in the Japan trade negotiations. Senator Morrison preened. Just doing my part for international relations. I bit back a laugh. Senator Morrison had voted against the trade bill twice. I knew because I'd prepared the State Department's briefing on congressional opposition. Mom spotted me first. She froze, champagne glass halfway to her lips. Then she grabbed Dad's arm and whispered urgently. Dad's face went through several expressions: confusion, concern, anger. He started toward me. Alex, what are you doing here? Working, Dad. Working? This is a diplomatic gala, not a bookstore. You can't just crash. I'm not crashing. I'm State Department staff. Melissa appeared at Dad's elbow. Alex, I specifically told you not to come. This is humiliating. Did you volunteer to serve drinks or something? Please tell me you're not waitressing at my event. Your event. Marcus and I are hosting the senator's table. We have important guests, You need to leave before someone mistakes you for Miss Carter. A Secret Service agent approached. The foreign minister's motorcade is 3 minutes out. Ambassador Chin is ready for your briefing. Melissa's mouth fell open. Miss Carter? Why is Secret Service talking to you? Because I'm the acting chief of protocol for tonight's event. I turned to the agent. Thank you. I'll meet the ambassador at the diplomatic entrance. I started to walk away. Dad grabbed my arm. Chief of protocol? What does that mean? It means I'm running this event, Dad. Every security detail, every seating arrangement, every diplomatic courtesy. This is what I do. Mom had joined us now looking confused. But you're an administrative assistant. You said you worked in scheduling. I do work in scheduling. I schedule visits for foreign heads of state. I coordinate protocols for international summits. I brief ambassadors on diplomatic customs. I gently removed Dad's hand from my arm. I have to go. The foreign minister is arriving. Melissa's face had gone pale. You're serious? You actually work for the State Department. Deputy Chief of Protocol. Have for 6 years. But you never said. You never asked. You just assumed I was a failure because I didn't go to law school like you. I checked my watch. Excuse me. I have a job to do. I walked away, leaving them standing in stunned silence. The foreign minister's arrival was flawless. I greeted him in Japanese, coordinated his introduction to Ambassador Chin, and ensured his security detail was comfortable. He smiled when he saw me. Miss Carter. How wonderful to see you again. Tokyo still speaks of your excellent coordination during the summit. Thank you, Minister Tanaka. We're honored to host you tonight. I understand you are acting chief of protocol? Congratulations. Well deserved. Ambassador Chin joined us. Alex is one of our finest. We're lucky to have her. I felt eyes on me. Turned to see my entire family staring from across the room. Melissa's face was red. Senator Morrison looked confused. Mom had tears in her eyes. The evening proceeded perfectly. I coordinated the receiving line, managed the diplomatic gift exchange, and ensured every protocol was followed precisely. Foreign Minister Tanaka presented Ambassador Chin with a ceremonial sword. Ambassador Chin reciprocated with a historical document. During dinner, I circulated between tables, checking on dignitaries, solving small problems before they became large ones. I was briefing the ambassador on tomorrow's breakfast meeting when Melissa intercepted me. Alex, we need to talk. I'm working, Melissa. I know. I see that now. Why didn't you tell us? Tell you what? That I had an important job. Would it have mattered? Of course it would have mattered. Would it? Or would you just have found a different reason to be embarrassed by me? I kept my voice low. You told me not to come tonight because I'd embarrass you. Not because you thought I was unqualified, but because you thought I was unsuccessful. There's a difference. Senator Morrison appeared, looking uncomfortable. Alex, I had no idea you worked in protocol. I've been trying to get a meeting with Ambassador Chin for months. I know. I've been declining your requests because the ambassador doesn't meet with legislators who vote against State Department priorities. I smiled politely. If you'll excuse me, the French ambassador just arrived. I walked away before he could respond. The gala continued smoothly. Foreign Minister Tanaka gave a beautiful speech about U.S.-Japan friendship. Ambassador Chin responded with equal grace. I coordinated the cultural performance. A Japanese-American fusion dance company I'd personally selected. During the performance, Dad found me in the wings. Alex, your mother is very upset. I'm sorry to hear that. She feels terrible about this morning. About the texts. We all do. Do you? Because this morning you called me a complication. You said you didn't want me here because I'd embarrass Melissa. I kept my eyes on the stage, monitoring the performance. Now you know I'm not an embarrassment, you feel bad. But Dad, I'm the same person I was this morning. I know. You're right. We were wrong. You weren't wrong about my job. You were wrong about me. I finally looked at him. You assumed because I didn't follow Melissa's path, I must have failed. You never asked about my work, my life, my achievements. You just decided I was a disappointment. We didn't decide that. Yes, you did. Every time you introduced Melissa as our successful daughter. Every time you made excuses for why I couldn't make it to family events. Every time you changed the subject when someone asked about me. My voice stayed level. You decided I wasn't worth being proud of. Dad's face crumpled. Alex, please. We made a mistake. A terrible mistake. But we love you. I know you love me. But love without respect isn't enough. Ambassador Chin approached. Alex, the foreign minister would like a private word before he departs. Of course, Ambassador. I turned back to Dad. I have to go. This is why I'm here. Minister Tanaka was waiting in a private salon. Ms. Carter, I wanted to thank you personally. Tonight was perfection. Thank you, Minister. It's been an honor. I have a request. We're hosting a G7 summit in Kyoto next spring. I would like to formally request that you serve as the American protocol chief for the event. My heart leapt. A G7 summit. The highest level of diplomatic coordination. Minister, I'm honored. I'll need to clear it with Ambassador Chin and the secretary. I've already spoken to your ambassador. He's enthusiastically agreed. Pending your acceptance, of course. Then yes. Absolutely yes. Excellent. The position comes with a temporary promotion to Chief of Protocol for the duration of the summit. He smiled. Your career is progressing admirably, Ms. Carter. I expect great things from you. After he left, I stood alone in the salon, processing what just happened. G7 summit. A temporary promotion. Recognition from one of the world's most respected diplomats. I heard voices in the hallway. My family. Can't believe she's been doing this for 6 years. Why didn't she tell us? Because we never gave her a reason to trust us. I stepped into the hallway. They all stopped talking. Alex. Mom's voice was small. We've been waiting. We wanted to apologize properly. You already apologized. But we want to make it right, Melissa said. We want to be proud of you. We want to tell everyone what you do, what you've accomplished. Stop. I held up my hand. You want to tell everyone now? Now that you know I have an impressive title? Now that you've seen diplomats treat me with respect? Melissa flushed. That's not fair. Isn't it? This morning I was an embarrassment. Tonight I'm someone you want to brag about. The only thing that changed is what you know about my job, not who I am as a person. Mom was crying now. We were wrong. We see that. Please, Alex. Give us a chance to do better. I don't know if you can. Because what you're asking, to suddenly be proud of me now, that's not pride. That's just relief that you don't have to be embarrassed anymore. What do you want from us? Dad asked. I want you to have been proud of me when you thought I was just an administrative assistant. I want you to have invited me tonight regardless of my job title. I want you to have asked about my life instead of assuming I'd failed. I picked up my tablet. But I can't go back and change the past. And neither can you. So that's it. Melissa's voice rose. You're just cutting us off? I'm not cutting you off. I'm protecting myself. Because family isn't supposed to hurt like this. I started walking toward the ballroom. Enjoy the rest of the gala. It really is a beautiful event. Alex, wait. Mom called after me. I'm sorry, Mom. I have a job to do. The next morning, I was in my office writing my after-action report when my assistant buzzed me. Miss Carter, your mother is here. She doesn't have an appointment, but she says it's important. I hesitated. Send her in. Mom entered looking like she hadn't slept. Her eyes were puffy, makeup couldn't quite hide. Alex, thank you for seeing me. Of course. What can I do for you? I'm not here as your mother. I'm here as someone who owes you an apology. A real one. She sat down carefully. Last night after you left, Melissa broke down. She said terrible things about herself, about how she treated you. Your father and I stayed up all night talking. I waited. We realized something. We've spent so many years celebrating Melissa's achievements because they were visible. Obvious. Easy to brag about. Mom's voice cracked. We never asked what you were doing because we were afraid of the answer. Afraid you really had failed and we'd have to face our disappointment. That's not better, Mom. I know. I know it's worse. Because it means we abandoned you emotionally before we even knew if there was a reason to. She pulled a tissue from her purse. But Alex, I want you to know something. Last night when I saw you working, I wasn't proud because of your title. I was proud because I finally saw you. Really saw you. The confidence, the competence, the respect everyone showed you. That's who you've always been, and I was too blind to notice. And if I really had been just an administrative assistant, then I should have been proud of you for working hard and supporting yourself, for finding meaning in your job, for being kind and capable and true to yourself. Mom met my eyes. My pride in you shouldn't have been conditional on your success. And I'm sorry it was. I felt tears building. It hurt, Mom. It really hurt. I know. And I can't undo that. But I'm asking, not for forgiveness because I don't deserve that yet, but for a chance. A chance to learn who you really are. To be the mother you deserved all along. What about Dad and Melissa? Your father is writing you a letter. He's not good with words in person, but he wanted you to have something tangible. Something you could keep. She smiled weakly. And Melissa is currently in therapy. Her first appointment was this morning. She said she needs to figure out why she felt so threatened by your success that she tried to hide you. I sat back in my chair processing. That's actually really healthy. It's a start. That's all we're asking for, Alex. A chance to start over. To build something real. I thought about it. About the years of pain. About the possibility of healing. Okay, I said finally. But on my terms. No more hiding me. No more uninviting me from events. No more assumptions about my life or my choices. And most importantly, no more conditional love. Deal. Mom stood. Can I hug you? Or is that too much? I stood and walked around my desk. Let her hug me. Felt her tears on my shoulder. I'm so proud of you, she whispered. Not because you're deputy chief of protocol. Because you're my daughter and you're remarkable. It was a start. Maybe not forgiveness yet, but something close to hope. After she left, I opened my email. A message from the Secretary of State. Congratulations on the Kyoto assignment. Well deserved. Another from Ambassador Chin. Lunch today? We should discuss your promotion timeline. And one from Melissa. I'm sorry doesn't cover it. But I'm sorry. And I'm going to do better. I promise. I smiled. Closed my laptop. Looked out at the Washington skyline. Some people spent their lives proving they belonged. I'd spent mine becoming someone who did. And that made all the difference.